Okay, so we're at the point in your notes where it says paper plate unit circle activity C PowerPoint. Because we aren't in class, we're not going to do the paper plate activity exactly. I'm just going to explain it to you. You may want to get out a separate piece of paper and copy down these special right triangles, these general ones that we learned about on 11.1. I'm just going to pause for about 20 seconds and let you do that. You can also pause the video to get that as well. Okay, so hopefully you have a new piece of paper in front of you and you have these special right triangles copied down from 11.1. Now, before we can apply these to a unit circle, we need to kind of convert these special right triangles to be used for the unit circle. So when I say the unit circle, what that means is that the radius is a unit long. So if I were to draw a circle on a coordinate plane, this is my x-axis and this is my y-axis, and then I have a circle like this. Let me try one more time to make that a nice circle here. Okay, that's a little better, I guess. And let's say I were going to, I wanted to know what coordinate point this right here was, x comma y, okay? Now, one way to figure that out is I can take this radius length. The radius is from the center to the edge of the circle, and I can imagine the right triangle that is drawn to make that coordinate point. So let's say, for example, I had, the coordinate point 3, 2. Okay, I could take that and I could plot over 3 and I would go up 2, right? And the hypotenuse of that right triangle there, right, where that's 3 and that's 2, is also the radius of a circle that goes through that point as well. Now, for the unit circle, we want all of these radial lengths to be 1. So obviously that point right there is not on the unit circle. So we want to make these triangles so that their hypotenuses are 1, so that when we put them on a unit circle, its radius would be 1. So for this 45, 45, 90 triangle, I want the x root 2 side to equal 1. So I'm going to divide both sides by root 2. So x equals 1 over root 2. Then I'm going to rationalize my denominator. So x would equal root 2 over 2. So by doing that, I end up with this 45, 45, 90 triangle where the x sides are both root 2 over 2 and the hypotenuse is 1. I can't figure out how to write the other root 2 over 2 side. So I'll just put a little arrow there, okay? Now we're going to do something similar for the 30, 60, 90 triangle. I want the 2x side, that hypotenuse, to equal 1. So x equals 1/2. Okay. So the 2x side is 2 times 1/2, so that would just give us 1. The x side is just 1/2. And then for this x root 3 side, I'd take my 1/2 and times it by the root 3, and I'd end up with root 3 over 2. So that would be the side across from the 60. And then this last triangle is just the Same thing as the last triangle that we did. It's just a different orientation. So the side across from the 30 is still 1/2. The side across from the 90 is still 1. And the side across from the 60 is still √3/2. Now we're going to use those 3 triangles a ton through our next activity. So make sure you get those written in your notes somewhere. You could do it at the bottom of the page where it says paper plate unit circle activity. But we're going to use those big time for our unit circle activity.